No, this video is not clickbait. I just got $10,000 worth of my personal film gear stolen. My only camera, all of my lenses, my only drone, and in the end, I go a little more into how that happened and showing some video footage because my guy in front of me had a Tesla, so we got some video. This shoot was actually for my guy Darnell, who's a realtor, but also loves music. So we're filming a little instrumental music video today, so we can kind of get into what those shots kind of looked like in the beginning. Some of them were honestly sick, so I hope someday I get that footage back. So the first shot is actually on the gimbal here, 55mm, and some of my settings are, again, not going to be perfect, but again, it's just a gimbal movement, first kind of take, just seeing how everything flows. Gonna possibly get some usable takes out of this because it's a gimbal. Again, I love the smooth takes, but we're gonna add and mix some stuff up in just a minute. All right, so we just finished up with the gimbal and the 55mm, and now we're gonna do a sit-down shot. As you saw, maybe a couple of the shots behind him, there are quite a bit of area where you can actually get a good seated shot. And what I do, I love to just go back and look at Cole Bennett music videos. I have one in specific that I just love the style of, and it's a mixture of running, walking. Great, I'll put the video up right here. And I'm gonna go look at that and see what kind of angles I want to get for this kind of setting shot we want to do. Obviously not gonna be the 55mm, but this is actually, again, for Darnell, a realtor I work with, but him and his brother love music. So they're from SoCal, they got that vibe, and the Bay Area is a great way to match that. So we are going to set up the tripod pretty much as high as it's gonna go. And I have the options of a 12mm or a 16-35. Now we're across the street and we're about a right top angle, and he's gonna be near the left kind of thirds. And I really love this shot. At the end, in a few seconds, I'm gonna show you some creativeness, what I grabbed from that Cole Bennett music video, and what I really liked from it. I wanted to get a little bit of that city in that top right corner of the shot. And again, looks beautiful. I actually switched the lens, which I'll show you in just a second, but overall looks good. F18, didn't need too low of an aperture, but here's the shot I got inspired with. All right, so we're still shooting. You know, if he feels he messes up, then we're just gonna still retake the shot. We did that with the pure 16mm. Now I'm scared to grab the 12mm. The wide angle is the type I'm going for, so if I can make sure that my angles are straight, and that even though it's a wide lens, that I can either crop in a little bit, crop out some warping, or something like that, then the 12mm could be a go for the type of look that I'm going for. If not, I think I'm cool with the 16mm that we just shot. All right, so my issue right now is I may or may not have a CPL filter, and I would love if I had a CPL filter, just because I know with filming, with everything recently, I obviously own them, but I don't believe I brought a CPL with me. I know I have this VND, but I don't think that's gonna give me what I'm looking for, because again, with these bubble lenses that allow a 12mm, you have to buy this big stupid adapter if you want to fit any filters on it. That's why I don't know if I can literally just hold this filter over the lens, if it'll do anything. But I think we might just have to roll with it. As you can see, same position, but we did switch to the 12mm. Honestly, it looks great. The distortion wasn't that bad at all, so I'm glad the shot got in. All the settings looked great. That's why this lens has an amazing infinity focus. Looks beautiful. Oh, you can't tell me that shot doesn't look crispy. At the end, again, I'll show you the inspiration for this shot, but everything looked great. I decided there wasn't much. We hadn't shot at f1.8, and I really wanted to incorporate that, but I'm going to show you this kind of truck inspiration clip here in just a second. Pretty close to the real thing. So we just did that shot over there looks fire. It's an angle. So I did bring the drone. I might just fly. I might try to do some 3x zoom on the drone. That might be what I do, and I possibly just circle him. But the reason why I'm using this one, I've had a bunch of creative lenses. I've used the 12mm. I use that 55 right there, or I used the 55 on the gimbal in the beginning. So I'm switching to the 16 to 35, which I do not, unfortunately, have an ND filter for. No steppering today. So I'm just going to lower my aperture, which for me is the best way, especially with a music video. I would rather have my aperture change compared to my shutter. And we're going to do another top high, I think at probably 35 millimeters or 24, a higher top-down shot, and then we're gonna do one handheld with this lens, and that's gonna be it for the camera. This is the top-down shot right after we did a handheld, but this one I didn't get too much inspiration for. You know, again, it's just one of those shots where it's a creative angle. Again, I did movement in the beginning with the gimbal. We're going to do some handheld, which we don't have any footage of, unfortunately. Everything kind of happened right after that. Actually, while we were doing that, all the bad stuff happened. And that's pretty much it. At the end, I'll show you the inspiration for the handheld clip we were going to do. But again, there's all the settings for that shot. So guys, it's the end of the day. A major thing happened while we were shooting the last handheld shot. Again, unfortunately, I made some of my mistakes of my own during this whole situation. They just opened my car because I was going back and forth from it every 5 minutes. So they got in my car, they tried to steal the car at first, and then spent some time going through the car. Mercedes pulled up, got in a little interaction with them. I grabbed my gimbal out of his hand, but something happened, bumped, pushed, shoved. My camera fell on the floor, which was in my hand, and he literally scoops up the camera, shoves it in his car, and then I reach in the car for my camera. That's when he decides to pretty much get back in the car, and they drove off, and I got flung out. So honestly, wish I had some of that footage because it honestly looked really cool. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I'm safe. God protected me. I made some mistakes of my own. No, I'm not covered under insurance, but we're making some claims to our State Farm insurance because this technically falls under things that were stolen out of the car, which is kind of a subcategory they have. So yeah, that's it. So at the end of the day, about, you know, if I had to buy everything brand new, you know, 10,000 bucks worth of gear pretty much. But that's it. Again, it's a learning experience. Please don't put any hate. I know mistakes were made. My part being in Berkeley, Oakland area. But sometimes I'll admit I'm a little stubborn. So I made this mistake and I will definitely learn from it. And I was literally about to get insurance covered because I knew it wasn't expensive, but just didn't happen. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Hopefully. We might have to take a pause on the YouTube channel, but you know what? You know, maybe I'll make a GoFundMe or something.